Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to compare all of the D2 subclasses now that we've gotten the 3.0 updates and rank them accordingly. Now, this is going to be my personal take on the matter, so I know there's going to be some disagreements. Let me know in the comments down below where you would change things. I am going to be ranking these as how valuable they are, not only in PvE but also in PvP. So if one thing dominates in PvP compared to others, I'm going to put it a little bit higher. Whereas if it's really good in PvE but not so good in PvP, maybe I'll bump it down a notch. Anyway, I also just got a brand new Lord Shaxx tattoo. Wanted to show this off for you guys because I am very, very thrilled how it came out. If you want to see better pictures, check out my Instagram, check out my Twitter. I put up some photos there as well, so definitely check that out. Now, jumping into this right from the start, we're going to hit the Stasis subclasses and Shadebinder for the Warlock. I think, personally, is A tier. And I'm going to explain my reasoning. The Osmiomancy gloves make this really, really good. It is excellent for crowd control in PvE, but also it's underrated, I believe, in PvP. If you have a player who's struggling in PvP and they play Warlock, you can toss them on this with Osmiomancy and really control areas and allow your Slayers to go in and do their thing while they are kind of controlling zones or holding points, which is really, really valuable in my opinion. Now, the only reason this wouldn't be dominant in or S tier for me, I don't see it being because of other better options. I don't think it's the best for PvE or for PvP as a Warlock or any other class. So that's why it's only an A tier. But it's useful everywhere, and you can definitely build around Stasis in PvE especially. And I think the super is actually probably, in my opinion, the best Stasis super in PvP as well. The movement, the ability to get multiple kills, I think it's really, really good. Now we've got the Behemoth as a Titan. This is going to pain me. I think this is the worst subclass in the game currently. I like Stasis for crowd control, but the super, okay, I will say the Snow Globe build can make it a lot of fun, but that's niche. It doesn't always work everywhere, and ultimately, I feel like this super, compared to the 3.0 subclasses, is just a letdown overall. Stasis is good. It's not bad, but man, nothing was more disheartening than trying to use this in PvP and just getting destroyed by everything else that I was like, in comparison to everything else I was using. It just wasn't as good. It's, for me personally, I think it's my least favorite of all of the subclasses, and I'm a Titan main, so that's got to tell you something. Now we've got the Hunter Stasis, and I'm gonna say it's C. I think it's not bad. I think it's got a lot of potential. However, compared to Solar, Arc, and Void, it just doesn't live up. I'm hopeful that Titan and the Hunter will get a buff so it comes into line with the Warlock and the other 3.0 subclasses, because I feel like it can be really, really good with just a little bit of a buff. Maybe not in PvP. It's hard because of the freezing and everything, but you just can't. It's really difficult to get kills in PvP just using Stasis. So that's a little bit of a negative there. Now we're going to go to the Arc 3.0 Hunter. And this one is A tier as well. Potential for the most DPS of any super right now in the game with the new one, which is really, really nice. Arc Hunter, I feel like in PvP it's probably going to be the bottom of the list for many people, but I think it's got potential. You can use the super as a one-off if you really want to. If you don't care about the super as much, you can use a roaming super, which in PvP is again outclassed, I think, by other supers in the game right now. However, overall, I think the kit is a lot of fun. The melee builds you can make with the Arc Hunter are fantastic. So there's a little bit of variety there as well. The exotics specific to the Arc Hunter are a little bit underwhelming, but because you have options to juice the super, because you have the Assassin's Cowl and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of good options there, especially for melee focused builds or super focused builds. And so for PvE, that's why it's going to stay an A. And it's a little bit, it's not an A tier in PvP, but it's not bad either. Now I'm going to go to Arc Warlock. And this is going to be a B for me. I personally think it could be a little bit better. You know, I think Chaos Reach is underwhelming overall, which I hope they do adjust that in the future. It doesn't have the kit that the other two classes do for me personally. I think it can definitely be buffed. And I don't know. I think the Arc Souls are good. I think the different abilities that you can get. The new melee is a lot of fun. I think it's really, really useful. I've been using it a lot with Necrotic Grips and getting multi-kills and sixes. But again, it's not going to really live up to that when you're trying to use it in something like Trials either. So it's potential. Like, the thing is with this subclass, I don't think you're really going to use it that often in any type of endgame overall. And that's where it kind of falls behind. Titan is going to be A tier in my opinion. You can either go for the Curious build, you can go for a Storm Grenade build. That's really, really phenomenal. You can do Forever Melee build, and I think it's just so versatile. The Warlocks, you can do infinite ability builds, and they're a lot of fun. It's synergized like an Ionic Trace build with a new exotic. I think the Warlock actually has the best Arc 3.0 specific exotics, especially with the new one. But overall, I think flexibility-wise and endgame potential, that's why you're going to see a lot more from these two, the Hunter and the Titan. So because of that, that's why the Warlock gets dropped down just a little bit. Now we're going to go to Solar. And in comparison, I think Solar is a little bit overrated, personally. And I'm going to explain why. I think Void is the best of the 3.0 subclasses, but I'll get into that. Now, you've got the Arc Warlock, which I said was underwhelming. This one is interesting because I might have to put that as B as well. And the reason being, Well of Radiance is so dominant. And actually, it's got to go A, right? Well of Radiance is so dominant in endgame PvE that you almost always have to have one. And so I know there's been calls to nerf it. I don't know what they're going to do in the future, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it slightly reduced, or if we see some encounters where it's not really useful, that would be very, very nice. Overall, I know I have a lot in here in A tier. I might adjust this at the end, to be honest. But anyway, I think in PvP, the problem with the Solar Warlock, is that the aspects are really heavy into movement and PvP. So that bumps it up a little bit. But it does mean that the versatility, like you can have that Solar Grenade build, but without Classy Restoration, it's just not really as good, and it's much harder to survive. So you kind of got to plan around it. It's still very good. It's still nice to use. But overall, it's just not very flexible. And that's why it's not S tier. I think it's invaluable to use, and I don't know. I think it could use a little bit less power on the well, but more versatility, more flexibility overall. Solar Hunter is going to be B for me. Solar Hunter, I think seeing them used in PvP is awesome when you see the throwing knives and the like. I think Celestial Nighthawk now, that is overshadowed. Blade Barrage is overshadowed. They just aren't top tier anymore. So because of that, that drops it down a little bit. I think build potential wise, there's a lot there in the kit. You can do a lot. Like the 6-shooter in PvP, which lasts forever, is kind of crazy, right? It's actually pretty good. But in endgame PvE, you're not really going to see it that often. You're not going to see the Solar Hunter as much as you might the other classes. Like, I just feel like this outshines this at the current. Like, you can have multiple builds here. This one, the flexibility just isn't there. There are some really cool knife builds. I will say that, where you can just throw a knife and do a lot of damage. But those, again, are a little bit more niche. You're not going to see them all over the place. And then Solar Titan, I think, is solid. After the Lorelei nerf, I think it's still good. But I just think that overall, it's not, again, it doesn't have, like, you can survive for a long time. But in my opinion, I've been playing Titan for a long time. And the Void Titan is significantly better in every way. You get an overshield instead of healing, but your survivability is crazy high, and you're able to just clear outs better. You're able to do more damage overall. I actually like Solar Titan for PvP more than anything. I think it can be really, really good. Doing the multi-kills with the explosions is a lot of fun, but that's why it's there. Now, we're getting into the nitty gritty. Again, I might have to adjust some of these because I'm not going to have, I don't think a lot of these are really, really that bad. Stasis, as you can see, I feel like lags behind. I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me on that besides the Warlock, but we'll see. Now, going into this is going to be my first S tier, and it's the Titan. If I need to, for endgame content, I never take off the Void Titan. I get overshields. I can get a bubble if I want to. I can use a super if I want to. The volatile rounds are crazy. They synergize very well with the Void weapons. This is just useful everywhere. I can use it in PvP, PvE. I can use it in endgame, casual play, no matter what. It's a lot of fun. In my opinion, especially once we see the current set of mods from the artifact go away, this is going to be the best one for Titans by far. And I think that has another thing to do with it, that if you are playing Titan, this is the best option. Like I said, the Storm Grenade build is going to be impacted by losing that artifact mod. But right now, I would be comfortable running this in any activity, no matter what it is across PvE and PvP. And that's why I have it so high. Now, these two are interesting. I think these, because of, I don't know. I don't know if I want to only. This is going to show my bias. If I have only one S tier and it is the Titan, I think that's going to show my bias. But I think both of these are really good and fall in line there. Now, I can make some arguments like moving this up because of how valuable it is, moving this up because of the damage and the different builds. And I actually think I might do that. I'm going to swap that there. I think that's the best of these, and it kind of, now that I'm looking at them side by side, it kind of stands above what these all do. This Devour builds are crazy. The Nova Bomb is always good. Nova Warp is fun. It's just a lot of flexibility. You can run this in any type of content, which is nice. Same thing with the Void Hunter. If you need to be invisible all the time, you can make builds. You can get through content. Even if you're not the best player, using invisibility builds can be a lifesaver, literally. And so because of that, I think it's just always going to be super valuable. The way they changed Tether, I think, was really, really good. And if I'm going to say this overall, Void 3.0 is the best, followed by Arc 3.0, and then Solar 3.0 behind it. That's just my ranking, and then Stasis is at the bottom. We're going to see. I think we're going to see some further adjustments next season because there's not going to be a whole 3.0 subclass introduced. But the season after that, then obviously we have Strand to deal with as well. So that's going to mix up the game again come February. I can't wait. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Let me know your comments down below and where you would adjust these rankings personally. This is just my opinion overall, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. I throw up Destiny content all the time. All kinds of looter shooters. We're getting into the part of the year where Destiny is a little bit drier, so you might see me mix it up. So comment down below as well and let me know if there's any games, looter shooters or otherwise, that I should be covering on the channel. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. My name is JoPa, and I'll catch you all later.